So as I have said on this channel many times, I am a massive fan and really enjoy playing and getting platinum on choice games. Whether that's Telltale games, the Dark Anthology games, or the Life is Strange games. And with Life is Strange Double Exposure being the newer Life is Strange game that was released just a few months ago at the making of this video, I knew that I wanted to play and get platinum on this game, as I've got platinum on every single Life is Strange game and enjoyed all of them. And not to mention that every single choice game I've got the platinum on and done a video for on this channel, you guys have seemed to enjoy the videos and have performed really well. Well, almost all of them. But we'll forget about that one. So, in this video today, I will be getting the Platinum Trophy on Life is Strange Double Exposure. Now, the guide says that this is a 2 out of 10 difficulty and would take around 12 hours to complete. And I agree with the 2 out of 10 rating, as this game wasn't hard at all, as choice games usually aren't difficult to get the platinum on. However, this took me 21 hours to get the platinum, which was mainly because I always like to enjoy and not rush every game I play. However, as you have seen by the title, this game / platinum at times was very confusing, which added a few hours onto this game for me. But without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So the first step of this platinum was to just play the story as normal, and in this game you once again play as the returning Max Caulfield, who is the character you play as in the first Life is Strange game, and this game is set 10 years after the first game where Max was 18 years old. So fast forward to this game and Max is currently a 28-year-old who works as a photography teacher at Caledon University. However, the game starts off where Max and her friend called Safi break into this abandoned bowling place to take a picture of this item that's hanging off the roof. And after looking around for a little bit, I ended up taking the picture I needed before heading back down to Safi. But once making my way to the floor, this happened soon after.
Show me the angle.
Oh no. Oh. Move then. Oh, move. Good lord. At least that Safi person literally had the brain cells to move out of the way. Oh, good lord. We could have died. But after that near-death experience, we went to this place called the Turtle where a lot of the university students and teachers hang out, as this place is on campus, I believe. However, whilst talking to Safi, she started to bring up Chloe, who was Max's best friend in the last game for those who don't know. But not knowing this at the time, but I would have to play this game twice for a trophy called Bay or Bay, which is literally the same word, just spelled differently. Because at the start of chapter 1, you have a choice to either tell Safi that Chloe died, or to tell her that Max and Chloe grew apart. And you would have to do 2 playthroughs where you pick the opposite choice to the one you chose first. But again, I didn't know this at the time when I had this choice to make. Oh, we got a big choice. Okay, alright, what do I... So this is the first big choice I've got in this game. Oh, damn, okay. So yeah, okay, so my question earlier of like, is this game... Obviously this game is set after the first game, but is it set when you make the decision of choosing Chloe over the world? Or choosing for Chloe to die and then the world obviously is fine and that storm doesn't happen? So, I mean, I feel like personally, there's no harm being honest. Like, worst case scenario, she might feel bad for pressing me about it. But I'm not going to lie and say we grew up. Like, I think it's just safe to say that she died, because that's the truth. So when making that choice, the rest of the story was just set after Chloe died in the first game. Whereas if you choose the other option, which I'd have to choose in my second playthrough, the story would be based around if you choose to save Chloe and kill everyone else in Arcadia Bay. But like I said, I didn't know this at the time. But after making that choice, Safi was hyping us up to talk to Amanda, which is this cute girl that works at the bar, who we had a crush on. And you could tell Max was nervous because she drank this drink like a right weirdo. But honestly, she treated it like she was drinking fire or something. Just look at this. What the hell is she doing? What was that? What was that? Why was she drinking it like that? Oh, maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm being a bit of a bully. But that was really funny. Why was she drinking it like that? Oh, okay. All right, let's go flirt with this lovely woman. But after talking to some new people and getting information to flirt with Amanda, we finally spoke to her, and after Max was rizzing her up, as the kids say nowadays, we were able to secure a date with the beautiful woman. So with the date official, we then hung out with Safi and Moses, which is another friend in the game, on this rooftop. And we got a cool little choice of what mug we wanted to have, to where I chose this mug that was inappropriate to say the least, which really made Moses feel a certain type of way from the looks of it. Nerdy and dirty, why not?
Well, 1 out of 2 ain't bad.
His
I have
face.
some good news. It's big, but I can't tell you what it is.
His face, he looked mortified. But later on in the story, we noticed that Safi wasn't really herself to where she disappeared, and we would have to go find her. And this is where something shocking happened.
Safi, she seems okay.
Yeah, all these Life is Strange games, they have a moment of just pure depression. So I'm not expecting anything different with this game, but hopefully nothing terrible happens this early on, because I'm like literally just about an hour into the game. Oh my god!
Safi, hang on.
No. Oh my god, a gunshot. Yeah, what was that gunshot? Oh, is it just like the flashback of when Chloe got killed? It must be. Maybe she's just like hearing things in her head.
Are you sure about that?
I'm really confused. I'm really confused and anxious. I don't know what's going to happen.
You okay?
Oh, God. Oh! Did she kill her? Wait, no, what's happened? She's dead! Oh my god, I knew it! No! Oh, I was hoping I wouldn't be right, but oh god. Oh, who shot her?
Max!
Oh my gosh, wow. All these Life is Strange games, honestly, they're so depressing. Someone dies on the first episode every time.
No.
Every time. Every single time someone dies. It's crazy. Yeah, I feel like... Is that the end of episode 1? Wow, what a flipping way to end it if it is. Okay, I thought that was going to be the end of episode 1, but it's not. There seems to be more to it. So like I said, even though I thought that was the end of episode 1, there was still more of this episode to go. However, after Safi got shot, we then were down in the dumps for the next 2 days in our room until Amanda decided she was coming over as she was worried about us. So the next objective was to clean the house before she arrived. However, whilst going through this episode, I had found a few of these pictures called a Polaroid. I believe that's how you pronounce them anyway. And if you find all these photos on a chapter, you will get a trophy for finding all photos on that chapter. But as I was approaching one of these photos in the house, I had no idea that was the last one I needed for this chapter. So when I picked it up, I got my first trophy in the game to find all photos in chapter 1.
How'd this get here? Looks like one of the previous artists.
Oh, I got my first trophy of the game, a trick of the light. Found all photos in chapter 1. Oh, lovely. Alright, that's my first trophy of the game so far, and I'm like probably like an hour and 15 minutes into the game. But after getting that trophy, Amanda showed up, but later on said that we shouldn't get to know each other right now, which was very unfortunate to hear. Wow, how rude. I kind of respect her though, I do. But after getting essentially dumped in our own home, we then went to the university for the first time to meet the head of the university called Yasmin, which is the mum of Safi who had just died. However, I ran into 2 new characters with this guy called Vin and this woman called Gwen, aka Dr. Hunter. And I had to do jobs for both of these people before meeting Yasmin. However, the job I had to do for Vin was he wanted me to get his package and give it to him. Yeah, you heard me. I had to grab his package for him. However, when grabbing this man's package and delivering it to him, I got my second trophy in the game. And there's another trophy, the male gaze. Is that to give him, yeah, retrieved the package for Vink. I don't even know what this guy's name is. I'm just going to, it's spelled V-I-N-H. I'm just going to say Vint. I seriously don't know what this guy's name is. But after that trophy, I just continued through the rest of this episode, and obviously everyone is extremely down after Safi's death. But at the end of this episode, I got a new power where I was able to see this orange outline of Moses and even Safi talking about how Max was supposed to meet her. And at the time when playing this, I thought that Max was going back in time, but I would soon find out that these orange glows of everyone I can see was a completely different world where Safi was alive. So once getting the ability to go to that world, I saw Safi and then the chapter ended, which got me my next trophy to complete episode 1. But going into episode 2, this is where the game began to get a bit confusing because of this new power Max has. Because Max has the ability to switch between 2 worlds, with one being called the living world where Safi is alive, and the other world being called the dead world where Safi isn't alive. And I actually loved this idea of switching between 2 worlds, but at the start of episode 2, I got so confused because I had to constantly switch between 2 worlds to figure out clues on what I was trying to solve for the objective. And I didn't get used to this till about chapter 4 maybe, but at the start this was so confusing and I really hated having to constantly switch back and forth between two worlds. However, I unintentionally helped a timid guy to find the bathroom key, which gave me my next trophy. But I was on this episode for probably just over 3 hours because the majority of this episode was just me having to figure stuff out by constantly switching between the two worlds. And it was honestly so confusing and I couldn't even follow the story because of it. I mean, all I knew was that we were trying to figure out who killed Safi or who was responsible, etc. Honestly, it was so confusing to wrap my head around. But towards the end of this episode, Moses seemed to be in trouble with this detective called Aldermond, as Moses had hid Safi's camera in his office after she died, which is evidence. And had Detective Aldermond found the camera in Moses' possession, things wouldn't have looked very good for Moses. So as the good friend that Max is, we use our powers of switching between the two worlds to try to see where Moses hid the camera. And after finally being able to find it, Alderman tells us that we will let him know if we know anything, to where we would have the choice to either agree or disagree. And this was a hard decision to make because the way this guy was acting, he just did not seem trustworthy in the slightest. So yes, this was a hard decision to make. Alright, agree or refuse. See, this is the issue here, is I feel like it was very stupid of him to take the camera. It was really, really stupid, but then I don't want to make it worse. If I agree, I feel like, if I refuse, I feel like I'm going to make it worse, but then I won't be betraying him, Moses. I won't be betraying him. Whereas if I agree to do this, I feel like overall it could be better, like for me, overall, but at the same time, I feel like he is going to be so annoyed at us. So it's like, I don't know what to do. No, I can't refuse because that's just, he will find out. I know he will. I'm agreeing. I'm sorry, Moses. No, I don't know. I don't know. I hate making these decisions. I'm agreeing. I'm sorry.
Sure.
So after making that decision, we then bring Moses into our house to get some more information. However, I had to quickly let this cat into my house, which this whole thing with the cat is DLC, which by the way was a complete waste of money and shouldn't have been £15. Although the cat was very cute. Aww. Oh, he's purring. Oh, he's so cute. Oh, he's so cute. He's so cute. Look at that little cat. However, you only get 2 trophies out of this DLC, which I got throughout the game, which I'll pop up now. But once letting the cat into the house, I got another trophy for finding all the photos in chapter 2, and then another trophy for watering both plants in the game. And after getting those 2 trophies, I then joined Moses in the dark room to continue the story. But when looking through the camera with Moses, we noticed that Safi took one more photo before she died, and this photo was so surprising and unexpected. Oh no, what did she take? Are we going to find out something? Oh no. Oh no. What's the photo?
What is this?
What is it? What is it? Oh my god, wait, what?
You killed her?
Oh my gosh.
It's Photoshop! A deepfake, maybe. I don't know.
You sold me out to Alderman. You were covering for yourself.
No.
We didn't kill her! What the hell?
You stay the fuck away from me.
Oh my god. What a cliffhanger. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's insane. That's insane. Who's done that then? Wow, that has just gotten me straight back into it. Wow, that is the end of chapter 2, Bulletproof. Completed chapter 2. Wow. Wow, that's insane. What a cliffhanger. So after that awesome cliffhanger, I went straight into chapter 3 without any hesitation. And the episode starts off with us trying to figure out the picture of Max pointing a gun at Safi. So Max ultimately decides to use her powers to go back in time, which is something she didn't do for 10 years. And we see that we were holding the gun at Safi, and apparently in some world, Max did shoot Safi. However, Safi also mentions someone called Maya, who apparently took her own life a few years back. So the whole of this episode, we would basically just go around and talk to people in both worlds and just gather as much information as possible on what happened to Maya and Safi's death as well. And with no surprise, I was still confused as hell at this point. However, whilst searching through this guy called Lucas's office, who was supposedly a big reason as to why Maya had taken her own life, I got a trophy called Page Turner, which was to read all staff books. But later on in the story, Safi began to get very mad at us as she knows that we've been asking questions about her best friend and herself as well. Which we'll know how she knows that at the end of this episode. But we went to the turtle to just interact with people that were there, and in Dead World we spoke to Vin and later on got a choice to either kiss him or pull away. And as Max was craving those lips, we chose to kiss him. But not knowing I'd get this option, but in Living World I also had the option to kiss Amanda or reject her. And Amanda was the person I actually wanted Max to get with in this game, so ultimately I decided to kiss Amanda as well. I know, I'm spoiled for choice apparently. However, a lot of good did come out of this as I got a trophy for kissing both Vin and Amanda. But at the end of episode 3, someone broke into our house, and whilst looking around the house, I found my last picture I needed on chapter 3, which gave me my next trophy. But when realising that they were still in the house, we went to the dark room to see it was another Max. So we ended up chasing this evil Max until we were on this lake that began to break, and once using our power to fix the lake, it was revealed who this Max actually was. And I had absolutely no idea what was going on, and I got even more confused than I already was. Oh my. What the hell? Okay, I didn't think I could get more confused, but I'm confused. And that's the end of the chapter. Face to facade. Completed chapter 3 spin. I'm confused. I'm so confused. I don't know what's going on. What is going on? This is so confusing, but so enjoyable. I don't get it. So even though this story was very confusing, as I've stated many times in this video, it started to make a lot more sense over the last 2 chapters, because at the start of chapter 4, we sit in Max's house with Safi and learn that she has also got powers, but her powers are much different to Max's, where she can shapeshift into anyone, including Max, which is what we saw at the end of episode 3. And Safi explains that the reason she broke into our house and disguised herself as Max was because she didn't trust her after us asking all those questions about Maya and Safi. And the reason she was able to know was because a lot of the people we spoke to, she was actually disguised as them at certain points, which when finding that out, it really caught me off guard. But I just went through the rest of episode 4 and 5 as these last 4 episodes weren't that long at all. And in episode 4, I got a trophy called Home Sweet Home, which was to help Moses finish the gingerbread house. And then I also got a trophy for completing chapter 4. So when going through chapter 5, this episode wasn't long at all, but towards the end of chapter 5, we had to make a choice of whether we wanted to side with Safi or not. And the reason we had to make this decision was because in chapter 4, Safi began to go crazy and essentially start to turn evil as she felt everyone betrayed her. And even what she was saying here was just crazy talk and was clearly insinuating that she was turning evil. So as painful as it was to make this decision, overall the decision wasn't that difficult to make. If I agree with her, I'm essentially turning into a bad guy and a supervillain. Like, that's the best thing I can say. Whereas if I refuse, I feel like the mum isn't going to be happy, but I feel like overall, as like a reputation wise and like to save like, you know, the I guess the world that we're in, I feel like refusing is the overall best thing to do. Even though it hurts because I want to side with her, I feel like overall it's just not going to end up well. Like we're going to end up becoming some kind of supervillains. So yeah, I'm going to have to refuse Safi. I'm so sorry. I really hope this doesn't go too badly, but we're probably going to have to deal with her once refusing. Oh, yeah, this action will have consequences. Oh no. So after making that decision, I thought that we would have to have some kind of fight with her, or that she would have gone crazy or something. But surprisingly, that just wasn't the case, as after making that decision, she just kind of walked away and then Max would make her way to the turtle. And after speaking to everyone, the game had one last cutscene which did end on a cliffhanger for a possible next game, which got me very excited. However, the game did just kind of end. But once the game ended, I got 2 trophies for finishing chapter 5 and then finishing the whole game. So yeah, like I've said, that was quite surprising how the game just suddenly ended like that. I thought there was going to be something that happened, but that is the end of the story. I mean, one of 2 playthroughs, because like I said, I've got to play the game again to have another trophy. But I'm going to do that as like my last trophy in the game. Yeah, this game was genuinely a lot of fun, but it was just very confusing. Like I think like 80% of the story was quite confusing, but the one thing I can credit to this game was every single episode, probably except for episode 5, every single episode had like a really cool like cliffhanger in. So I guess episode 5 did have that as well, because it had like a cliffhanger. But every episode really was just like an awesome cliffhanger that had happened that just made me want to keep playing. But it was confusing. I wasn't really the biggest fan of like the timelines, having to switch between two worlds constantly. I wasn't the biggest fan of that at all. But this game was fun. It was confusing, but it was fun. So before going on to the second step of this platinum, I decided to quickly go back to chapter 4 and chapter 5 and get the last photo that I missed on those chapters, as I was only missing one photo on those two chapters. So I got the last photo I needed on chapter 4 and then on chapter 5, which then gave me a trophy for finding all photos in the game. So with the first step of this platinum now done, it is now on to the second step, which is to get all the rest of the miscellaneous trophies in the game. And the first trophy I went for was called Art Restoration, which was to fix all the paintings. And you could get this trophy on chapter 1 and on the section called Drink to Remember, so that's what I did. Alright, so now that I'm here, I now need to fix these paintings. So there's 3 paintings I need to fix. So I think if I read this note, which is Amanda, telling people to stop messing with her paintings, I should be able to fix it, yeah. So this is the first one I need to fix. And then there's another 2 paintings in this room that I have to fix. And I know where both of them are. So I'll fix that one. The next one is, I think, literally on this wall over here. Alright, that one's fixed. And now the last one is over here to the left. And it's where these like group of boys are talking. Well, I say group, it's like 2 boys talking. So if I just squeeze in between you guys, please. Fix this last painting. And then once I've fixed it, I should get a trophy for it. So we'll flip that bad boy over. Stick it up on the wall. Get brownie points for Amanda. And there's the trophy. I can't read today. Restoration, I think that says. Goodness gracious me. And after getting that trophy, I just got the rest of the miscellaneous trophies that are popping up on the screen now. And this is the only Life is Strange game that had miscellaneous trophies. But these trophies were very easy to get, as you could just get all of them from Chapter Select. And I also figured out whilst getting these trophies that on Chapter Select, you can skip cutscenes and dialogues by pressing the R1 button. So this was very beneficial when getting these trophies, as it made it so much quicker to complete. But with the second step of this platinum done, it is on to the third and final step, which is to complete my second playthrough on the game, whilst getting all the snapshots and reading all platypus messages. And when starting this playthrough, I really thought this would have taken me like 2 hours max, no pun intended, because I thought I'd be able to skip cutscenes and dialogue, but unfortunately you could only do that on Chapter Select, which is a bit annoying. But I got to the decision I had to make where I would have to pick the option we broke up, as on my first playthrough I picked the Chloe died option. But once making that decision, I just played through the rest of the game and getting all the snapshots and reading all the platypus messages as well. And this was really easy, as I had played the game before already, and I had a guide next to me to find all the snapshots and platypus messages. And then I got to the last scene in the game where I would get all my trophies that I needed and the platinum as well. Alright, so now that I'm at the final moment of this episode and this game in general, I basically need to talk to all of the people in the turtle. So Amanda, Diamond, Moses, Vin and Reggie, and Gwen over there. And after talking to all of these people, I should be able to take a picture, and then obviously that'll get me the trophy to get all the snapshots in the game, I hope, unless I've missed one, which I highly doubt I have, because I have looked thoroughly through a guide. But yeah, I need to talk to everyone in here and get the snapshots, and then actually once talking to everyone in here, apparently I'll get the last message from the platypus facts, which I believe is oh no, they're not even popping up right now. They'll probably pop up once I talk to everyone. But then once that message pops up, I should get a trophy for that. And then obviously I just need to complete the rest of the chapter, which is like another 2 minutes after that. And then I should get the platinum. All right. Now I just got one more photo to take, being Gwen, so I need to talk to her, and then after talking to her, I should get the last platypus fact message, which will get me 1 trophy. Then I need to take a snapshot of her, which should hopefully get me another trophy, and then I just need to like play the last cutscene of the game, which will get me my last trophy and the platinum, hopefully. Right, I should get the platypus fact now. There it is, platypus facts. So there's 1 out of the 3 trophies that I need. Platypus genius, which is to read all messages from the platypus fact. I think that's how you say it anyway, platypus facts, yeah. Okay, so there's 1 out of the 3 I need, and now I'm going to literally take a snapshot of Gwen now. Alright, thank you, Gwen.
There it is.
Smile, oh, there it is. Oh, beautiful. Oh, I know, I want to retake that because her eyes are closed. Right, smile, love, eyes open. Thank you. There we go. All right, I should get another trophy. There it is, frame fatale. I think that's how you say it. I can't read. Took all possible photos. Okay, so now those two are done, I now literally just need to talk to Moses, get through. Well, I say get through it, which like it's a flipping bad thing. It's not a bad thing. Watch this last cutscene, which will be about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes max, I think, and then I should get the last trophy I need, and then the platinum. All right, I should get the platinum trophy now. There it is. I got a bit worried then, but Bay, or I think that's the exact same word, to be honest, just spelled differently. All right, so that is one trophy, and there's the platinum. Picture perfect. Collected all trophies in Life is Strange Double Exposure. So that is the platinum trophy obtained. And even though I enjoyed this game and the platinum overall, this was also a very confusing experience. Now, once I got the hang of the new powers in the game and the story, etc., it did start to get less confusing, but usually with me, how it works is every time I play a game for the second time, I always seem to understand everything better than when I played the game the first time. And that was the case with this game, because even though my favourite moment when playing this game was playing the story for the first time, it doesn't change the fact that when playing the game for the first time, I was so confused with not just the story, but also the new ability in the game where you have to constantly switch between two worlds. Like, I wasn't a big fan at the start where I had to constantly switch between two worlds because I just wasn't used to it and I didn't understand it either. And I found multiple times that I would speak to the same character in two worlds and keep getting confused with which one was which. But once I got used to it, it wasn't so bad. But yeah, overall, the story wasn't bad at all and I really enjoyed it, and they did a good job of ending every episode on a cliffhanger, which made me want to play the next episode straight away. It's just a lot of the game was very confusing. But anyway, I'm going to leave the video here, so if you liked this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button as that would mean a lot, and make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and turn those notifications on so you don't miss future videos. And take care, see you guys later.